Hello, good fellows. Welcome to part 1, and probably the only one, let's face it, of my series about the beta and unused content in Mount & Blade Warband, as well as its earlier counterpart, Mount & Blade. That's it, no fancy subtitle or anything. Now, are there other videos on this subject? Probably. However, ignorance is bliss. So, Mount & Blade started off as a two-person project started by a man by the name of Armagon Yavuz and his then-girlfriend, now wife, Ipek Yavuz. Hopefully I pronounced all those names right. By the way, you can actually still download this on the website here. Now, the Dazubo demo, and to call it a demo would be a little bit of a stretch, but that's what the zip is. Now, the Dazubo demo uses the Blender engine. Other notable games that use this engine are, well, I'm a lazy bugger and didn't bother researching further than what games use Blender on Google. Don't judge me! Now, as for the demo itself, it consists of a bald man having a nightmare about running through the same hallway over and over again until he drops dead of dehydration. Okay, that's not really what happens. Actually, this is a very, very early version of PT. Alright, just kidding. It's a basic map of corridors that go around in a circle. The controls are as follows. WASD for movement, space for jump, mouse for looking around, pretty standard stuff. Left mouse button is to kick, though, and F9 is to switch between first and third person views. Truly a relic of its time. One thing I noticed is the no sound. Now, while these controls sound simple, it's absolutely awful! Strafing takes forever, and the third person camera is horrid. I mean, just look at it. You can spin to win, though. Now, the first person camera is usable, but then you can see through the walls. Now, while being overall pretty basic, there are a few notable things in this. For one, you can kick, as I've already mentioned. And this is 8 years before Warband. Also, there is a physics engine in place. You can kick around some basic objects such as a ball or a stool. Another interesting thing is that there's no attack button. You can't swing around your sword or anything like that. Only kick. One final thing of note is that it will run perfectly on modern operating systems, despite being optimized for Windows 95 and Windows 98. You just unpack the files to a folder and run. I wish all games made for these operating systems were that easy to install. The last update for this little hobby was in May of 2002. Speaking of those files, there were only 5. An executable, 3 texture files in JPG format, and a TXT file. These textures are for the person, the face of the person, and the last texture file has all the other textures for the map. Now, the last file is called test30.txt. Sadly, I don't really know what it is. It may be a log file, but I can't be sure. Some have speculated that this was the first version of Mount & Blade, and I'm inclined to agree. So, that's all for this episode. I know this was rather short, but honestly, there's very little content in Dazubo. Chucked I could even make 3 minutes of content out of this. I would continue to do War Rider, but that's gonna take a long time. And such, I'm not going to bother if, nobody enjoys it. So let's see if we can get, 5 likes by July 25th. If we can get that, I'll do War Rider. Can we get there? I'm counting on you. Yes, you. Also, I'm desperate to subscribe.